He's British, not Jamaican, but built his reputation around music from Jamaica. ER chatted with selector and BBC radio host David Rodigan.
Rodigan, a raconteur, likes to talk, usually about music, and knows his stuff, also with a knack to entertain. No wonder he still has his show on BBC Radio. In Jamaica for a Treasure Beach fundraiser and a Barry G tribute, I threw him some questions. At your gigs in the UK now, is it mostly older faces in the crowd? Are youngsters showing up?
Who's this guy in a clash in New York with Bodyguard and Bass Odyssey? What's going on? Who is it?
Are they hearing that, the old days were the greatest days, the biggest stars were the stars from way back when? Let me go and check it out and let me see if that's really true.
I think that is really very much the case. Because let's face it, you only need to go, and we're in the place where it was edited. To the harder they come, to the clip in the studio with Jimmy Cliff watching Toots and the Maytals singing
Sweet and Dandy?
Sweet. So, you only need to go into the harder they come on YouTube and find that clip with Toots and the Maytals singing Sweet and Dandy, and there's Jimmy Cliff wanting to be Toots. And that tells you all you need to know about this music. Once you click onto that, that will take you down rabbit holes where you will find out so much about this great music.
The new trap DJs, do you include their music to the extent that you can in your set, or does Rodigan stick with the classics?
I'm afraid more and more I do stick with the classics. That's not to say that I don't play new music, because I do. Again, I reflect that on my BBC show.
Way to a far, far land. Give some sound in Japan.
Here's an example. There's a new song by Protege and Damian Marley called At My Feet. That's an immediate bang.
Give me some signal for new music.
That shot has to get played every show, every dance. It's immediate. So yeah, I'm a hungry DJ. I'm still trying to seek and find exciting new artists.
Are you hungry for trap?
I'm not as hungry for trap as others are. I'm sorry. I really am not. I prefer dancehall in the true sense of the 90s and the Dave Kelly rhythms and so on and so forth. I thought it was a very special period.
So what was the option though for these kids? Were they going to stick with those 90s dancehall rhythms?
No, Anthony, no.
Could they go off and do what they wanted to do?
No, Anthony, they had to make their own new music. Why wouldn't they? And I salute them for creating their own beats. I may not be familiar with all of them, but when I hear something that works, born in Jamaica, where did something come from?
Born in Jamaica, where did something come from?
Barry Salmon with Medicine and Jesse Royal. I usually look at the structure of that rhythm. Born in Jamaica, where did something come from? The structure of that rhythm. What's wrong with that? That's exciting.
What gives David Rodigan his edge?
Caring about the music. Caring about the music and putting care and attention into what I play. When I'm playing in a dance, I'm not playing obscure B-sides. Virtue has its own reward, but no box office. You can be too virtuous about what you're playing. Meanwhile, people start looking at their phones. If people start looking at their phones in a dance, you're in trouble. If that trap door opens and you're on stage and you're going down in that hole, you're in even more trouble. So you've got this wealth of music that you can play, so just play it.
I keep hearing that the numbers for reggae and dancehall abroad in sales and at shows, cartel apart, are declining. Is Jamaican music at something of a crossroads?
Yes, it is. And sales are declining because we're not getting the hits. Some records that are made in Jamaica, that are popular in Jamaica, with all due respect, do not export past Norman Manley Airport. As I said earlier, young people will make the music they want to make, but if it's not connecting with Europe, then they're not getting bookings, they're not getting on festivals, and some of the great icons, of course, many of the great icons, as we know, have slipped away. But that's Mother Nature, that's inevitable. But in answer to your question, are sales decreasing? Yes. Is there as much interest in bringing artists from Jamaica as there used to be? No, there isn't, because a lot of Europe and the rest of the world cannot connect with a lot of the new trap dancehall music. They just can't connect with it. And that's a fact.
Can you understand not wanting to have that wider appeal, that wider reach, not wanting to be there, not wanting to internationalize your appeal?
I can't understand that personally, but if that's the way it is, that's just the way it is. If they don't business, as they say in Jamaica, then they don't business.
Are the likes of Chronic's protege Leela creating something genuinely new or referencing the past in a different way?
They are all the artists you've just mentioned, Leela, IK, Protege, Chronic's, Medicine. They are creating something truly new and unique, but it is inspired by the origins of this great music. It has to be. They're Jamaicans, and they will be inspired by the people who made the music that went before them. That's the beauty of this music. And this is what I keep saying to Jamaicans all the time. And this is Jamaican television, so listen up. Outside of Jamaica, your music is legendary. On every continent, in every country, around the world, around the globe, there are reggae heads. If you do a police lineup and say, pick out the reggae guy, you'd never know which one or which girl is going to be the reggae girl or the reggae guy, because they don't look. Do I look like a reggae dude? Of course I don't. A guy in Brooklyn once said to me, you look like my dentist. You're a reggae DJ? You look like my dentist from Brooklyn. It doesn't matter about what you look like. This music is universal and it speaks to the world, and it's always spoken to the world. Because why? Not just Bob as in Bob Marley, not just Bob as in Bob Andy and all the greats, the Abyssinians, the list is long. But those songs that they wrote, when people hear those songs, people in Japan, you want to know about reggae music, go to Japan, try clashing with Mighty Crown. They're going to kill you, because not only do they have dubs, but they know about the music. This is the amazing thing about Jamaican music. It is a universal language, and Jamaicans should be so proud of it.
But what happens, David, when that story is only remembered in that kind of rapturous detail abroad and we forget it here?
I'm speechless, because God forbid that could ever happen. God forbid that Jamaicans could ever forget where this thing came from that we now know as reggae music.
Jamaicans are always onto the new thing, you know.
I know, and there's nothing wrong with that, because, you know, I like the songs that my dad didn't like, you know, because that's part of growing up.
There has to be a lot of deserved respect for David Rodigan out there, because you know there are a lot of proprietorial types who would otherwise say, what does this white guy know about Jamaican music? Him better come good.
Many have said it, and I get that, and why wouldn't they? Because remember, there's an old saying, a man will never throw a stone at a floxy mango. He only wants the ripe mango to drop from the tree. So if I'm a ripe mango and people are trying to knock me off the tree, good luck to them. Keep throwing the stones, because sticks and stones can hurt my bones, but names can never hurt me.